Hello, my name is Brenda Power, Medicine Woman. And what does Brenda Power, Medicine Woman have to say today? A lot. But Spirit's going to do the talking. Oh, what is this? Did I get my makeup messed up? Anyway, I'm just waiting for people to join. We have lots to say. For you that are tuning in, we're talking about trapped emotions. What do they have to say? What is your body saying? There's a lot you got to hear. Did you know that you can learn stuff about yourself by just observing the world? But you can't do it through looking, through ego. Ego just wants to be an anal. But your spirit wants you to get it. And look at all these wonderful people coming in. So I had somebody new today that I was working with. It was interesting because I actually was able to explain, what do I do? What? You mean you can't explain it? Sometimes it's very hard to explain. I'm definitely a spiritual teacher. Got it. You got a unique selling position, your USP, but how can you explain it in just like a sentence or two? That's kind of confusing because not only am I a spiritual teacher that helps people wake up, but I'm also a healer that helps you help yourself wake up. I believe in using healing tools. My lip, everything's just kind of weird looking. Is it the camera? I just look weird. Okay, it's part of that 5D energy. Spirit's kind of like twisting me in the wind, waiting. It's like I may have gone live, but I don't think. So really what I was doing is stuffing food in my mouth before I got online. I understand a lot more than I did before now. Good. A part of what I do is helps bridge science and religion. It's not even about that. It's about the information that's out there and learning the third option, understanding that you do not have to be the victim unless that's where you're waking up from. Then there's no shame in any of that. Let's see. New Zealand. Oh, I had such a great vacation there. Oh, wow. My day has been good. Hey, and you finally caught me live. Great. Yeah, my day has been wonderful. Just been, when you live in spirit, your heart's open, your mind is balanced. And here's the thing, when your trapped emotions are released, which means when they're trapped, they vibrate and then you think. You think that you think first. Not necessarily. You may be happy and all of a sudden the emotions vibrate because of some trigger. And the next thing you know, you're, oh my God. Why? Because in your head, you're just thinking. And you're like, oh, why does this subject come up? But when you release those trapped emotions through the different type of healing tools, you can be hooked into spirit and you can face your day. And it's not even about facing it. You start to thrive. Ooh, what can I get into today? Who am I? What more can I do? This is exciting. And you just keep moving and moving, moving. That's so funny. My lips, it's weird. I must have lost the... They're soft, they're moist, but I just feel like too much lipstick stuck on that one side. Again, I'd love for them to hook me up. Hi, Kathy. Hi. Oh, look at all these. Sarah says, Sarah Bailey says, my daughter Holly had a horrible dream the other night, woke up screaming. She says, there's a girl on her bed who wants to play. How do I get rid of the spirit? The terror in her scream was so scary. She had a horrible dream. So in her dream, she saw this, or did she wake up and see that? That's a very important distinction that we have to talk about there. Oh, Dawn, something has changed within me and I desperately want to learn more. That is good. Because if you are getting that shift, you're going to get that urge. And then things are you're going to get hungry for the right things. And that's what you want. Look, people are finally showing up at YouTube. Woohoo. Where's my bird? Well, because we don't want to bond with the bird just yet, because we are traveling, we're doing this, we don't know what we're doing. It's just that we don't want to put him in the predicament of needing us and then becoming heartbroken. We had that with one bird already, and then it died, and that scared me because I don't want my baby to be depressed. So I'm trying to eliminate certain contact. And so when we get over his vacation time, then, maybe, no, I know, after he's done and I get back to my routine, then I have a feeling that I'm going to have a little perch over there, and he's going to have his little butt on it and entertaining all of us. Today he looked at me like, where are you taking me? I says, well, it's time that you go to the people that are watching you, sweetie. Yeah, he's more of a statue. That's why my eyeballs are that way. I'm downloading some people today that have attitudes. Attitudes. And Sajada says, when you live in spirit and see your human is sad, what do you do? Your human is in your human self, or the people that are human that you see are sad? Because that's another distinction that the spirit says if you whittle it down. Releasing the anger, the best thing to do is to come see me. But that's because I can see all the dots, take it all back, and we can pull it out by the roots. If you're going to do it on your own, you can go up above and notice that, oh, geez. Yeah, there it is. Medicine Woman, the number 4, the letter U.weebly.com. And you go under healing tools, and you see a whole bunch of free healing tools. And when you look at them, you get to decide, how do you want it? Do you want to pull it out? Do you want to resolve it down? Do you want to disrupt the frequency? But understand there are many tools that can help resolve those angers, resolve that emotion. Anger is not just an emotion. It can be tied to other things. And that's why when I look at it, I can break it down in such a unique way that your soul keeps telling me, oh, this, and this, and this, and then boom. And I was working with somebody today, and it was like, drop the mic. She says, you got it right on the nose. I'm like, all right, I can do that. Yes, love and light. Okay, Kathy, as soon as we get to the end of the show, I will address that. See, and that's the best part when you crave. So Sarah says she woke up, but I think she was sleepwalking too. She wouldn't talk about it. She was horrified. Okay, I'm going to break this down in this way. When it comes to people having dreams, when your brainwave is vibrating at the brain waves where you can be the most intuitive, the deeper you can go, the more you can get into just being thought, because your physical body, it holds the emotions and they're magnetic. And your brain, and to some cases, holds the thoughts, which are electric. And when you allow yourself to drop down into the alpha, from the beta and the high beta. High beta is people that are just overthinkers. Beta is you watching me. But if you're really tuning into me, then you're getting into alpha. And then when you really drop into spirit, which is sometimes where I really need to go and access. So that's why I'm dropping. Okay. And the frequency, and when you get into theta, is that when you can get really aligned. But if you're not used to this, then guess what? When you're asleep, you're pure thought. And you can be very creative. And the way that you want to remind yourself of your story of your dream is to scare the hell out of you. Okay? But if your ego and you don't understand dreams and you don't understand spirit, you're going to take it literal and you're going to run with it and get very anal. Oh my God, worry, fear, Okay? And when you wake up and you're in that vibrational rate, sometimes if you don't misunderstand your intuition, you will begin to start noticing there's stories, or that when people die, they basically wake up. This is pretty much the dream. And you wake up. And when you do, you're waking up to love, which means you completely understand why bad shit happens. Okay? You get to understand the different sides of emotions, how you did the projections, how you affected people. But when you die, you vibrate higher. That frequency is definitely higher. And so it's like basically they're just in the next room. You just can't see them because your eyes aren't made to see them. So when you're in that state, your third eye, and if your ego takes over, you're going to totally misunderstand, and you're going to approach it with fear. Okay, so the story. Now I got to go back up. Hopefully it'll let me. Well, it's on her bed and wants to play. Understand when, first of all, was that a spirit in her room? Yes, but the thing is that the playing aspect, oh yeah, she's waking up, but she does not want nothing to do with it. She take more after her dad? A grandma. Because if she loves horror films, then she is going to totally have all the wrong meanings and all the wrong definitions of talking to the other side. And those pictures, when you watch TV and when you watch those TVs, that interprets how you're supposed to communicate with the other side. I had to heal all that stuff if I'm going to communicate with spirit, because that's not the filter of how I want to talk to spirit. When I asked spirit, yeah. Oh, she did want just to play. I dropped my pendulum. Was it a bad spirit? No. Is she dead? Yes. Does she know it? Yes. She used to come to her when she was littler, when your daughter was littler. And that before she shut all this off. So basically, she's developing. On another note, it's an aspect of her that she needs to get back to her playful self. You can have more meanings than just one, just to let you know, because you live in a quantum field of all things potential, because this is the objection consciousness and we are subjective. Okay, let's see what else we got. Get going here. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. My birdie's good. Yeah, I've been doing really good at praying over him, taking good care of him. I make sure everything was in set place. Your son has a lot of attitude. So mirrors, Jasmine, just to let you know that if you are seeing attitude, wherein haven't you healed that you have an issue of somebody that had attitude. So you witness this, and so you think back, I seen this. This is my mother, my father, somebody, for you being an adult, seeing those attitudes is really not new. You've seen it in somebody else before, and your soul's just asking you, can you heal this now? Because if not, we're just going to repeat it in the next person, or we'll just make it worse. So Sajada says, now she says, as in herself. So I'm going to go back up. When you live in spirit and see yourself sad, what do? You're human and sad. First of all, don't divide yourself. When you are standing back and looking, like I know that if I'm in spirit and my body's sad and you're seeing a program, you tap it out. I would use hope therapy and just pull out the roots of the sadness. But if you're sad and you don't quite think you're ready, because you can actually reject healing, it's because you're supposed to go, what am I sad about? So it's like, is it true? When you say, is it true? Did you borrow these memories? Are you just overlaying what you had in memory before? Have you picked up the world and think, oh, that's happening now? So is it really true, or is my pictures of the story making it real? Okay, does that make sense? Because we borrow how we interpret today based on our past. And if you have over-identified anything in the past that you haven't resolved, then you're supposed to see through those filters and you're going to say, oh, I've seen that anger before. Therefore, that's the same thing. No, when you're a reader or a spiritual channeler, or whatever you want to call me, you can have a file system, but you don't project your issue. So I have different analogies. I can feel certain things, but I know that that's not how your life is. But if I were to just pull certain information and say, does that familiar? Any of that? Oh, yeah. Then you know there's a hook that you have energy to. So when you see yourself sad, you may have to ask the question, is it true? And is that correct? Sometimes we just take a few words like anger, fear, sadness, and we don't really define it out. Sometimes that sadness is trying to tell you that it really is disappointed, and that's how I define it. Or sadness is related to my low self-esteem. So it's looking at the deeper story. Again, use every healing tool you can, re-educate yourself, unconditioned, listen to the body. The body will tell you. It tells me everything. I listen to my subconscious mind. I listen to yours. I listen to spirit talk to you. I listen to yours. Oh, geez, you guys are such a busy talkers. You haven't even opened your mouth yet. Yeah, Kathy, your mother's cord is very low. She would rather go. She doesn't like her circumstances, is what I hear. Now, the reason I'm talking to Kathy Kalak is because she was my older student. Her mother was my student, and I love that family. And I love her daughter and all this other stuff. Kathy says, Mom is going in for a 3 to 5 extended EEG test. Doctors are looking for a seizure. Actually, they will find anything. And the question is that, yeah, I think they will. Not like before. I think they'll actually see more. Because she's not moving much, is she? So the information that I'm seeing is that if she's slowing down and not moving, then the inflammation and the lymphatic system's not pumping properly. So then for me, I see a lot of the energy is not only running backwards, but are also frozen. Her her cord, it looks very thin. It's down to a 1. And she's like, will it hurt is the question. Will it hurt? She's actually not really replaying the loss of her husband. She's actually in a state where she doesn't have to do that. And she's not questioning death. She's not afraid to die. There's just this hump that she needs to get over. Oh, she's probably going to have to leave the assisted living hall. Yeah, because she didn't like the situation in the first place. So when you don't like something, you'll check out. Most people get headaches. You want to know why? Because your body says, I can't tolerate whatever situation I'm in. I don't know how to respond to this anymore. I don't know how to put up with it anymore. I can't change it. Therefore, I have to accept it. And when I accept it, then your body starts rejecting it. It's a little bit different than, I reject this. But your body's like, oh, hell no. So I have a feeling she doesn't want to be in the assisted living. So she's finding a new way to go. Oh, wonderful, Betty. She says, I love your healing section of your website. Yeah, I just added something else. And I have like tons of other ones I got to put in there. And I need to redo some old ones because, man, that was an old, long time ago. Yeah. Well, Sarah, she's going to eventually wake up, but she's got a lot of fear and that she needs to overcome. Well, your anger, James, has a lot to do with your action. You definitely have testosterone, and testosterone, when it started to come into play, when your hormones started kicking in, males don't really know exactly what to do with a lot of testosterone sometimes. And you can be quick to anger. But I think, how was your father's temper? Because I have a feeling you learned a lot of behavior from that. And I also see other people that lose their temper quickly. So I think you've been exposed to that for a very long time. And if you were going to address that just simply, because you're just going this overtime hopelessness that the situation doesn't change. So that's why you get angry. So you would heal that you believe that nothing can be changed because you wake up and it's the same thing. So you have to be careful not getting too self-centered and being focused around your issues. Your issues shouldn't control you, but you can't help but be attached to your issues. And that is where you arrested development, because people in your family are stuck on their issues and you can't stop looking at your issues. And I'm telling you, yes, you can, because you have to stop being so into how yourself wants to be. But that's also how you get a center of attention, is not at you, but this is your issues. And therefore you are important because you were pushed aside energetically for so long and not the center of attention. Somebody else had it. When you asked, oh God, can't I just have some attention? And how it's now showing up is like that. You're getting it, but it's not the kind you wanted. Carrie Ann Wilton says, I had a strange one happen the other night. I was talking to my ex-partner. We've had some difficult days not getting along. I felt a presence for sure and was overcome with so much love and joy, smiling from ear to ear. He felt sick and drained and had to get out of it. He left. How was it possible that he felt that way and yet I was totally relaxed and felt love? Well, several things. I probably should tell you the one why yours is. It was there to protect you. That spirit was there to protect you. See, what's funny is, like, if I know, like, as a healer, a spirit will come in and let's say we're working on you and you have an emotion you're not aware of, that spirit will make me feel it or go through the personality of it. And it's like, oh, thank you. But at the same time, you are being protected because you were not supposed to be in that energy field. You were out of sync. And there was a part of you that said, I don't want to lose my power anymore. And you have been becoming more aligned to who you are. So I don't know if you've been meditating or what you've been doing, but something you've been doing has been allowing you to feel more grateful or something. But at the same time, you accepted the protection. So, that's well, like, if I'm in a scary place, I will call in for protection and I'll say, thank you. Thank you, spirits. I go up to the bandwidth and I say, thank you. Like sometimes I have my mother and my sister I can feel present, or I will call in certain angels and literally will make me feel good. And it just kind of like it pushes people away. I really don't care what they think, because whatever spirit did to protect me, I'm good. Like, I've had people that said, oh, you put a spell on me. I'm like, that's not how that works. Your shit's in your face. I didn't do that. That's your karma. I wouldn't take on your karma. I wouldn't throw anything off in my life. No, you can have that. But then spirit just kind of removed him out of my life. And I'm like, where'd they go? I didn't find out about that issue until afterwards. And I'm like, where'd these people go? And then spirit says, really, you want to know? And I go, yeah. Then that came up and spirit says, I removed them for you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Sajada says, that's the first time I saw myself as two beings. Okay, so wait until you start to communicate with spirit and integrate with that part of yourself, but yet be depersonalized just enough, not in an ego sense. And this is how I operate, like when I have to be really human. Oh my God, I have to be really human. Oh God, I don't really want to go through this. And my spirit, as I'm going and feeling this, my spirit's going, okay, I'm angry. What else am I doing? Oh, I can hear these thoughts. Oh God, she's got gas. I mean, so then I'm like, so then I'll take and I write notes, and then I get back into the thing, and then I hear spirit again. And I write this down. And so yes, you can heal yourself. But that's the fun part, is because I teach people how to look at life. If you can't separate yourself, fine. Then you can look at life, and you can look at all of the things that I tell you that, this will show you your mirror. And eventually, when you start healing these personalities that are throwing you off, you're going to be able to do what I do. See, and Amy, I mean, Schmalls, I mean, she's been learning that her physical body is like, I'm going to kick you in your ass because I said I don't want to do this. Now, conscious, she's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to explore this. I'm going to do this. And the body goes, oh, we put in a tolerance level. We can't do it. And then shows up is gas or pain, infection, anything. Can you hear me now? Stop. Don't go. Don't go. The body is hollering. You're like, nope, I'm doing it anyway. It's so important you begin to hear, because your body has a lot of messages. Even though it's a program, your body has a lot of messages. And basically your soul is saying, can we heal this shit now? So we don't have to repeat it. See? Carrie Ann, you are doing it. See? Totally got that. That's good. Oh. Cats ground you, Amy. So the thing about trapped emotions are saying what? I mean, I can't tell you how many people come to me with all their physical issues, and it'll always lead back to something you did from the age of 0 to 7 that said, oh, I don't ever want to talk to that person again. And what you're looking at is energy signatures. You recorded that and said, this is the frequency, this is the vibe. They're doing it with force of ego, and I don't want to do that again. But at the same time, if they're depriving you of attention, then you ask for, you're like, okay, I'm going to date somebody that gives me attention, and I'm going to, and it shows up that they have the same signature, but you're getting attention, but you don't realize it because you're asked to resolve these particular issues. I hope that made sense. Yes, your trapped emotions are saying, keep the fuck away from whatever's triggering you. Your fat cells are your best friend. Did you know that? I know, silly to say, but your fat cells swell up, usually engulf anything that's toxic. Whether it's something you ingested or energy you injected. I mean, I ballooned up because I was so sick and tired of feeling the resentment and anger that my ex said that it was all my fault about something he couldn't get through his head, and he didn't know how to cope, handle, and deal, so he just turned it right to me. And of course, my body goes, oh, hell no. But I wasn't going to leave the situation because I loved my husband and I loved all this and that. My body's like, we're dying here. And I still wasn't listening. And then I started developing gallbladder issues. And that's resentment. And I'm like, why am I having gallbladder issues for eating, somewhat decent? And then I realized that had to do an inherited, meaning it passed down through my family. But at the same time, this is the issue they couldn't deal with. Now I'm dealing with, which is projecting out. And this human that's before me is showing me. I'm like, oh my God. It sounds chaotic, but it's not. It's fun. You start connecting those dots and you get those epiphanies. Bam, bam. You're like, oh wow. And those epiphanies begin to help the brain. Instead of being so compartmentalized, it starts to synchronize with the heart. And you're like, and your body starts to release all of these interesting trapped emotions or programs that it's supposed to feel bad or this and that. And so your fat cells, to some degree, are your friends. Now, the visceral fat cells, you don't want too much of those. That's not good for your organs. Brown fat you really like because that actually keeps you healthy. It's the adipose tissue fats. Those are the ones that do their best to protect you. So when you start to lose weight and you have to face those toxins, and you have to face those issues, and you have to face that then, because you're working intentionally on it, and you don't make it a program, a lifestyle change, then when you lose the weight you want, you'll gain back, because your cells are going, oh, we're going back into that toxin again. Those are those triggers. And there's a story to that voice, but someday you'll hear it. I'm sure some of you already did. But anyways, your fat cells are like, oh, nothing's changed. You know, so all that hard work it did is gone. Yay! Being a spiritual healer is fun. Okay, so I'll do individual readings in just a few moments. Now, I'm going to turn on my thing. I forgot. Sometimes people want paid readings that you can have, because that's what we'll address first. It's $11 for 11 minutes or $7 for 6 minutes. That's a hell of a deal from $2 a minute. So, you know, which is 15 for 30. Just double checking to make sure nothing else has popped in. We're good on that. Say the thing is oh, Mary Merton says, going through the same thing with my husband, always turns around and blames me. Okay. Part of waking up, people, is noticing what you put up with. He'll change. Okay. Women, men. Oh, I'll accept her because that's who she is. That's what you're supposed to do, is respect, right? Oh, aren't they cute? They throw their underwear on the floor. Oh, years down the road, God damn, can't you pick up your freaking underwear? You can build up resentment. It's amazing what the body does. But you are saying, oh, in that stage, you know, and you're doing everything you can. You're not paying attention to all the things you need to resolve. So when that shit starts to come up, your body starts doing these resentment stories. And after a while, you're like, why did I fall for saying that I would accept this? You know, I'll love him even more. What? Where in the hell right mind was I in? When you get where somebody is going through the same thing, okay, turns around and blames me. If they're gaslighting you, you need to learn what that means. If they're narcissistic you, or constantly have to be an ego, and it's, I would rather be right than wrong or kind. You probably are being with somebody that's not going to wake up. But you have. And so now you're growing out. Now, people that are growing together, they fight, get back together, fight. But they don't really grow. They're just programs. And they are in sync in that shitty state. And you've heard, what do they call it? You get older, and then you're like having a midlife crisis. Well, it's because you're like, I'm done tolerating this shit. I don't want to live that way anymore. And you're enough, and your shit tank's full, and you're like, that's enough. Okay. But if you don't know how to turn that around, then you're just going to drown in more of it. And then you then, you know, oh, I have this fear. I might stay in my comfort zone. I can't. And it doesn't matter how much your comfort zone gets smaller and smaller. You know, some people say, okay, after so many years of being with the same man, now I'm just going to stay with him for the rest of my life. And that's sad, because you stunted yourself. You came here, you got one life to do it, to live it, to find yourself, to grow, to get closer to your heart, expand it. And what have you done? You decided to sell yourself short. You decided to be a prostitute and prostitute yourself out by saying, I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm not talking about going out and selling your body. You just sold parts of your life. Okay. We come in with archetypes. These are templates of personalities. The hero, the victim. And we all come around with the same few in the beginning. That's the victim. Until you learn to heal and stop being the victim. Okay, you have to grow out of that one. Saboteur. You sabotage, you let other people sabotage you. And then you got the child of many natures, okay? From the divine child to the ever eternal child and so on. And then you have the prostitute. Okay. Yeah, and I think it's like the Four Agreements talks about how this girl was at her house and she's starving, and this guy comes up and he says, ding, 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 pizza man. Oh, pizza? Oh, I don't have any money. Well, it's okay. It's free. So you get addicted to this. And, comes again every day, same thing. It's free. And then finally, he knows he's got you hooked. Because your confidence is in that, and you trust that your self-preservation in the first, second, and third chakra is all about that you don't really get to listen to the rest of the chakras. And the next thing you know, you're allowing yourself to say, he goes, hey, how about a kiss for this? You're thinking, shit, I can do that. Okay, sure. One. And then the stakes get higher to the point where you are now codependent and needy, and you think that, and you have no idea this whole other world is out there, that spirituality can get you out of this, that any of this stuff is there. You shut off that right brain and you allow somebody else to take care of you. Again, that self-preservation kicks right in and kicks your ass until you start to wake up and realize, I don't want to do it anymore, and I'm willing to take the consequences. Yes, Amy, you're learning to get many epiphanies. So when you begin to allow yourself to move, it's not just getting a reading. Now, some people are like, how do you know so much shit about me? I don't. I just know how to listen with all of my sensory system. And I'm not doing anything to you. I'm just mirroring you. I just stand up as a mirror next to you. Your space, don't have to touch it. Your shit just hangs all out. And it reflects to me. And I just read it. Sometimes I see chords and I can follow them back. And that's considered a timeline. And then sometimes you're like, well, I felt the energy move. Well, you agreed that you wanted something done, and therefore your body immune system says, so if I change it in me and your body says, I need to heal this, it can. But I'm not doing anything but just standing here. You, on the other hand, I get you to say, heal this. You're like, yes, I do. I want to heal this. And I get you to see the dots. I get you to rub your own points. You do all the healing. I just do some guidance. Spirit comes through and talks to me, but y'all can do this anyway. You just don't know it. See, Mary Reardon, narcissist wants me to give him all the respect because he rescued me from childhood. Yeah, and see, that's what my husband thought, he rescued me. And I'm like, no, I called you up and asked you out on a date. And as we were getting towards the end, he said whatever he wanted to say to see if I make sure that I did never lead. That he even pulled out the card and said, well, you're white trash. I took you from there and I can put you back. And I'm like, I don't know if I ever left, if that's the case. But I was so shocked that he was going to any means to try to convince me. But I had nothing left tied to him. And no matter what button he pushed, my ego wasn't going to respond because my spirit says, she's done. Sorry. And how many times do you have to pay that price? How many times? It should be only once. Do you keep going to the store and buying the same piece of lettuce that you ate 20 years ago? No. And if that's the case, then you're giving so much that the karma is going to be so completely off. But that's the relationship. But you can say no at any time and start drawing the line. But here's the other part. At one point, you were grateful. And sometimes people can take advantage of that and keep you in that state because you didn't know how to grow beyond it. But you can. You can change those belief systems by changing those emotions. Those belief systems have to do with thoughts and all those things that you believe is true. And most of them are borrowed memories from the past or from somebody else, something you've watched, but it hits a familiarity. You can change all this. Oh, I was like, my legs are cold, so I was looking for a blankie. An interesting thing about physical body. Okay, there's the personal aspect of what is sciatica, what is the arthritis for you. Then there's a general thing about what it is. And I have a book by Michael J. Lincoln that says Messages from the Body that can give that information. But that would be a part of a reading. Okay, Mary, wake up a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with appreciating, but you shouldn't have to keep bleeding yourself dry. And if he compares himself to my father, then good God, there's a program you need to heal about your father and him, because you should not have to be a slave, servant, or any of that stuff, because that is so long ago. Good job, darling. Kicking that to the curb. Remember, you got to heal all that pain that you've accumulated through that time. Okay. Well, when people are unforgiving, why are you trying to hook yourself up to that boat? Because they're blood? Because they're family? Why do you want to put your attention on it? That's what I want to heal. Why do you need to do you need to be forgiven? No, you don't. Another person doesn't have to forgive you. You have to go in and forgive yourself. Even if you did nothing wrong, you need then to see how you're attached to that and stop it, because that is a vicious cycle that everybody is constantly losing energy. Let me tell you, if your power versus force is the energy, where force is ego, power is spirit. And when you hit a certain level of measuring it, and you're at 500, I think 500 is love, but then you're going up to spirituality, and the higher the number, the higher the frequency, the more you become less of the lower forces, which is resentment, guilt, blame, and that vibration hangs there. So as you begin to wake up and you are healing your shit, and your heart begins to open, and you're getting more synchronistic in your brain, and you're allowing spirit to move through you, and you hang. So it's not that you're above them and better them, is that you're at a higher frequency. They haven't gotten to open and doing any of those things because they didn't want it. And when you try to match up, okay, then you're saying, oh, I don't want to let go of him, or I don't want to let go of her, because I'm addicted to my emotions and my belief systems. Then you want, hey, honey, and they're like, hey, I can't see you. Here, let me pull you down. What the hell are you acting that way for? That's so stupid. Jesus, good. You still got a high frequency, but you just dumbed yourself down. I did it all the time till I realized I gotta stop this shit. 40 years is a long time. I know it can be scary out there, but build up your self-confidence and let spirit show you how to build up your self-confidence. Heal anything that stops you from having self-confidence, and you will stop being disheartened. And when that happens, the whole world then just starts to evolve in your favor and saying, here you go. It really does. It really does. Okay. Oh, so we're going to start doing well, my sister chose to turn around and get mad because I got a divorce. And she won't forgive me because I chose to start a life again. What in that business of hers? And why should I have to change my world just to make her happy? I wasn't born in her body. So no. Oh, Dawn. Charge her in and hang in there. Okay. As we breathe in, aha. Spirit says that James wants a reading. Mr. James. My volume working? I should have heard that. Y'all hear me good, I'm assuming, because y'all have answered. Okay. Oop, there's my timer. Mr. James, you tell me what you want to talk about. You can either call, you can sit there and type it there. You can choose it. Let's talk. Here we go. Been working hard on healing so I can grow. She keeps trying to hold me back. Now, before I go any further, you have got to heal how you're blaming her. Okay? And let me explain. I don't care what she's done. You need to stop taking that focus, because when you're focused over there, then you're missing your energy and you're missing the healing, because your focus is over here. So yeah, they've done shit. Just know that. But if your ego keeps trying to blame, then you're going to miss the wisdom. The wisdom is what makes you break up with somebody. The wisdom is what makes it so you don't have to take that shit and take it into the next lesson and that. Okay. So you have to heal how I blame her, and you got to get really into it. Okay. And you're like, I'm not blaming her, but she's trying to hold me back. That's a blame. Your body, that there's a program that's judging. So you're going to hold R3S. Okay. So right wrist, third position, nice and soft. You're going to heal that one, because you need to heal worthless, which is tied to how she keeps trying to hold me back. If you don't heal the worthless, and you don't heal that I'm blaming her, then that energy is going to keep it tied to her. We want to unhook that. Okay, so change how you know it. Resolve those emotions out. But I'm trying, turn the dang timer on. Silly girl. Is it on? Yes. Okay. But I'm trying to not let her take hold of me again. Okay, so have you begin to notice the little tricks that she says? The eyes, the body. Okay, you'll know it because all of a sudden there'll be a twang in you that will, okay. The more you're aware of it, the less the twang will be, but we want to heal the twang out, because one of the things she does is sweet talks you to invalidate you. She does it in a unique way, from what I can see. And she knows that you have the fear of judgment, so she knows how to go in and push that button. Why? Because that button was installed a long time ago and she's found it and she's pushing it. So we got to get that button out. So you need to do R1S on invalidated. Right wrist, first position, nice and soft. Invalidated. Look that word up to get the right kind of emotions and connections. And you need to heal fear of judgment. Okay, that's R2D. So second position, right wrist, second position. Put your thumb in nice and deep this time. Okay. Good thing this is recording. Yes. This is going to help you pull out of your arrested development, because what arrested development is that you don't know how to solve it. And you keep doing the same stuff. But you begin to heal those things, and then all of a sudden your brain is going to say, oh, I have a new answer. So then you get to develop and solve this. Yes, Spirit is happy with what you're doing because you're being consistent, you are healing, you're moving forward, and your energies are helping you break out of that habit and that morphogenic field. It literally is breaking that field, okay? You are learning the lessons from the situation. Your wisdom is that when you get rid of those emotions, and we calm, remember, those emotions are chemical peptides, and they make you think and they make you act because that's what they do. So you can feel me, and, as you get to break those down, The wisdom is you won't be believing that way anymore. And you actually will begin to not be hooked into these people. I mean, this is huge because you've had it since a little boy. And it's always been the story. And speaking of the word story, I want you to hold left wrist, second position, nice and soft. And you're going to heal the story of how my life is always ... How with my sister and my mother and my father and family ... Okay, we'll do that. Oh, I've lost it. Where are you? There. So yes. He understands. Good. Let's go a little bit further. Who is? Do you obsess, James? Obsession is when you go into high beta. And what happens with high beta is that beta is you're talking and communicating with me. High beta is when you're worried and you start accusing and you start hurting and you start, because you got to solve it. And that is a coping tool. Being in high beta, being obsessed is actually a coping tool for you. It's not just an emotion. So we need to address your coping tool. And you do that because you don't want to be invalidated. Oh, it repulsed you, her, it. Oh, so when you go into an obsession, your physical body literally creates like an anxiety attack or some type of, I can feel like maybe the heart racing faster, maybe sweatiness, or do you know what I mean by the physical aspect of being obsessed with it? Because it's like you could create a headache if you needed to. So what that means is, James, is, because it gets to you. I get it. You're learning how to define your emotions, and that's good. What is this? Yes, it's attached, and we're going to get rid of it. But you've got a repulsion to obsession. Do you want to heal with the 4 breaths and tapping? Okay. So what you're going to do, and I'm not going to do all the rounds, but I'm going to teach you this, and it's called repulsion in the 4 breaths. Okay. And that what that means is you're going to tap from here to the back of your neck. No, that was correct. Oh, I can't tell. Here to the back of your neck anyway. You're just going to go tap like this. This is the tapping part. Okay. Always start from here and go back. You're going to tap. Now, what you're going to tap is obsession. You're going to write down the word obsession. You're going to write down what it's about. Because it may not always be about her name, but it could be about something she's doing, or it's about, okay? Then you're going to put that piece of paper right there on the thymus, right there. Okay? Now the breathing. So you're going to breathe in and hold your breath. And then you're going to breathe out and hold your breath. And then you're going to pant like a dog. Or I don't care how you do it, just pant. And then you're going to breathe in and out as normal. Now, if you yawn, that's good because it just means the energy's moving. So you're going to do it like this. Hold your breath. 2 rounds and then out. Then hold your breath. And then you're going to pant. Now, normal. You're going to do at least 4 of those, 4 rounds. Okay? And it's about the obsession. It literally, I mean, your whole physical body is like, oh my God. And what repulsion means is that magnetically everything's compatible, but the moment that you couldn't tolerate it anymore, it was pushing away. And the energy, when it's out of sync, your life will become out of sync. Your physical body will become out of sync to the point where you can create chronicness and under pressure. And you're going to constantly go insane, or your physical body is getting more sicker. And that's what happens is when we take and look at it and reintroduce it and then start to change the frequency and we keep doing it over, you're going to start to create a compatibility so that you can go, wait a minute, I can stop doing this. And you can then take your energy and you go somewhere else. Okay. Good. Let me just double check you again. Fear. Okay. So what I want you to understand is that whatever you're focused on, you put out the universe is going to respond to you, and you're going to have proof to say, see, I told you so. Now, the fear of your children, the fear of your child. Yes, the daughter. We want to stop that. We don't want you to collect any proof, because unless it's serving you, if you need proof so that you can get custody of your child, there's nothing I can do about that. But if you can get proof in another way, like somebody else can stand up, somebody else can say shit, that's fine. But I would say, for the sake of you and your health and your child, is to heal out the fear that something bad could happen. What, you're just pointing to the word self? So did she humiliate you? Because before I go any further, they says humiliation. She likes to do humiliation on you. Or she likes to do certain humiliation as far as maybe to the daughter, or however it is that you see this, and it's the fear of what you see on the child. We want to remove the fear. So you're going to do 2 steps. Left wrist, second position, hold your thumb in deep, L2D, okay? And you stay there. Remember, on all these points, from 0 to 10, 10 is strong. If you feel like it's too, amp it up by having a memory, okay? And you're like, oh, yeah, there it is, okay? And you keep your hand there. You keep your hand in that position until it feels like it's gone. And when you feel like it's gone, stay there just a little bit longer. Reassess and go, oh, yeah, that doesn't feel familiar anymore, or it's not hooked into that. So the second position is R1S. So it's right wrist, first position, soft, because this is dogma. This is same shit, different day. And you've seen this type of humiliation, this way of behavior before. You're just going to have to identify it and see it in the past, but then do that. So good job. Thank you very much for honoring me. Oh, I did hear the alarm. Yes, somebody else. Amy Schmalls. All right, people, hang in there. And remember to share. If you haven't shared, share into groups. It makes it easier. Remember to hit like or love so that you can get a card if you feel like you don't want to stick around and get a reading. Everybody gets a 1-minute read if you stick around. And sharing, it helps out, like I said, greatly. By commenting, you guys have done really well. Thank you very much. And if you share it, and if it shows up on my little box, then I'll give you a card. With the love button, when they say even if you just hit love or those little emoji face things every now and then that helps out with everything else too. So I like to see that as well. I appreciate that. Amy, oh, shoot. Hold on, Amy. I don't know if it's on. Just a second. Oh, is it on? Oh, it is. Answer. Oh, it's not working, names. Oh, did you hear me? Oh, there you are. Oh, I got to turn it up. That's the problem. Hi. Yeah, that's up close and personal. How'd you like those nostrils? Oh, we're friends. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody can hear Amy. Amy, say hello.
Hello.
Okay. So, Aim, you said that you had an issue, or tell me what's going on. What would you like this reading to be about, my dear?
Well, I've been at family for, 3 days now? Everybody's left the house but me, because they went to work, and now everything's kind of calming down in my body.
Oh, so your body was going nuts? Uh-huh. Okay, and that's good that they're out of the space, so you can see how their vibrations don't match with your vibrations.
God, no.
And you also notice that the personalities that you used to accept, you don't really accept anymore. It's not that she's judging it. She's very discerned now. And she's like, oh, my body doesn't like it. I really don't think I want to like it either.
No, I don't.
All right. What else?
And I love the people to death, but.
Yeah, see, you can love them, but you don't have to become them.
That's right.
All right. What do you want to know, sweetheart? You have an arrested development. Sorry. I just pulled up that fact is your okay. All right. What were you going to say?
I was going to say whatever spirit wants me to know.
Well, they said, okay, so you are coming up against one of your arrested developments. This is a self-imposed limitation? No. This is how you thought you had to be. This is who I'm supposed to be in the family. Ooh, did you hear that? This is how I'm supposed to be in the family. So what age did you decide? At 4 years old, you decided you had to be this type of child. So why? Is there a why? So you'll see certain actions of love towards you. Oh, all right. So what kind of person are you? I don't know. Were you a good girl? Were you a good girl?
Yes, I was. At least I think I was.
Okay. So that means you put up with the jokes, and you put up with were you easily intimidated? Were you easily influenced?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you kept your low self-esteem. You chose not to seem to be smart, and you didn't smart off, and you decided that I'm going to agree with everything.
Uh-huh.
So now your body took a hell of a hit when you said that. You know. So if I asked, you had cancer, what age?
21.
And when I ask about the cancer, so I'm asking your body, yeah, did you have these clusters? Yes. What was the main reason you had those cancer clusters? Because I distrusted that I could not be me in front of everybody. Oh, it goes back to being rejected, of course, when you were adopted out.
Okay.
So you did not want that again. Oh, it says never again. Your cell's like never again. So you did not want conflict. So you kept all the conflict inside your body.
Okay.
And so you develop the attitude that you're going to be just like everybody else. Oh, you're going to complain about it, or you're going to just be, oh my God, you suppress your anger, whatever, but you put up with. So did you really pick? No, you did. I'm going to ask anyway. So did you pick the man to marry? Did you pick him? I thought I did.
Not really.
How did you become married to this? Who introduced you? Who thought it was a good idea that he was a lovely chap and that he had good values and that he would be a good man because he's got a good job?
My now great aunt.
Oh, okay. So did you get convinced to marry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounded like a plan. It was safety. It was security. Why not? Yeah, maybe they know more than I know. You've been waking up, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I thought I could tolerate that. But your whole body is saying, oh, hell, girl, really? See, and let me ask you, did you even know that your body was screaming?
No.
It's like, don't do it. So you're at your family's. I feel posh. I feel like somebody's here that's really posh. Oh, let me talk to you about the issue you have. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult anybody who's posh, but I can feel this energy coming through, and I'm not very good at this. But at the same time, do you have a cookie or a biscuit, dear? Did you have somebody that...
Yeah.
Who was that?
My brother.
Really? Somebody else before that, because somebody just said, I don't know. I just got a bump on my head. I don't know if I got in an accident or had a brain tumor or aneurysm. That hurts. So, oh no, it's gone. So you had somebody else in your life besides your brother. Your brother is the one alive or the one that's passed?
The one that's alive.
And was there somebody else that had this attitude before he did? See, I don't think you're aware of it, but you recognize that signature because you saw that when. Okay, let me ask you a question. I know you got adopted out, but you got to meet your birth mother and family, yes?
Yes.
Did any of them act like they were, I don't want to say posh, but better than anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting because I think you saw it while you were in the womb. Yes, you did. You felt that signature. So it has to be your mother to some degree, or she picked it up and passed it to you somehow.
I'm a twin.
Oh. How interesting is that? So when that energy of those people, no matter when you see it, whether you're in the womb or you're living with it, can you feel how your body is saying, what is that? The emotions are saying what? The emotions say that you're irrelevant. And it doesn't matter what you say. So your body is saying, oh, we have to compel to correct ourselves and show up a certain way so that he won't do what? Blow a gasket.
What?
Would he get upset?
Yeah.
Is he a type that goes, mine, mine, mine? Don't get your dirty hands on it?
Yep.
So blowing a gasket is another way of saying, anger. But he does it in such a way he doesn't think he's angry. He's being a good man. He's protective. I'm teaching you right from wrong, young lady.
Mm-hmm.
God, can you feel? Oh, I don't mean to. Oh, do I dare say it? Well, you're awakening and you are my student. So yes, I'm going to. And we will do it on the air. Can you feel him not tolerating you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel like he thinks you're disgusting?
Yep.
Oh, that's so awful.
Mm-hmm.
Does he complain or say anything about the size of you, or you're not taking care of yourself, or does he think he is and you're not?
No.
There's something he's doing.
Stuff that he's doing, yeah.
So you kind of can relate to what I'm saying, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good. So Amy needs to heal. They won't give me a point. What is it you want her? She's got to gather the wisdom. Really? You have to be totally sick of arrogant people. You're just like, yeah, they're arrogant, whatever. So you attract the arrogant in because within inside of you, you don't know how to say no, stand up to them, draw the line, or move forward. And because of this, you were first introduced to arrogant people and it bothered you, but you learned to be a good girl. You learned to not be wanting to be rejected. So what does she need to do? Gather the wisdom. Okay, what does she need to do? Can you hear in certain tone scorn?
Yeah.
That's where they want you to begin. So the back door is to heal how when they scorn, it makes you become very self-conscious of yourself, being self-aware that something's wrong with you, even though there's nothing wrong with you. you think there is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hold right wrist, second position, nice and soft. Okay. That's going to help take care of some of the stomach things that you've been going through, and which causes your small intestine to dump. Oh, so your small intestine has a lot to do with having candida, because it's what it's supposed to control. But when it can't control it, it'll overflow. When the small intestine starts to creates an overflow, for you, it says, where's you? Okay, point to it. What's that word? Oh, it's when you pout. So did you pout before you left?
Yeah, I think I did.
I think there are parts of yourself pouted and you didn't even know it, because it's like, okay. So, so we want you to hold R2D. Oh, did you use the word or feel? Oh God, I hate this.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you're going to do, is it's R2D. Good thing this is recorded.
Yeah.
The end of your timestamps is 111. And I saw for a second there, it was like all 5 ones. So, all 5. So good. You're going to create some change. All right. Well, thank you very much for honoring me, and we'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, people. That are readings. And now you are all going to get your 1-minute reading. So what are we going to do, people? Remember to hit the emojis. Somebody hit the angry button. Okay. But anyways, hit some emojis and share away. And here we go. What we're going to do is that you take and you put in hashtag MW. Where is it at? Yes. Hashtag MWB, the number 4, ME, space. Tell me what you want to do. Just don't give me a whole block. Just kind of do it real quick. If it's physical health and you're like, oh, my intestinal issue or my lung issues, kind of be more specific besides health. Okay. If it's relationships, say my ex-boyfriend or trouble with relationships, do it that way. So the very first person will be Pam Hannibal Lewis. Relationships reading, please. Okay. Oops. Got to set the timer. Setting the timer. And normally we get this in here. And we're going to do a fast peel. Really? Okay. The idea of relationships, please. They got the wedding card. So something is no more, and you're just not engaging in with certain things. You're just like, no more taking vows. You don't think it's worth waiting for, whatever that is. You just don't even feel like flirting. You're like, I just don't want to do anything more. And then you got religious aspects that are playing into it. And it might be interfering with your spiritual path. You're learning to pay attention to red flags. And you have got to decide to get confidence so you can move into getting a more financial, successful confidence in that, so that you don't have to keep repeating in relationships that somehow takes your confidence and smushes it like a bug. Miss Jensen Schmalls. As we go into the 1 minute, where are we going? It says that you're learning how incompatible you are, meaning you are developing who you are, and you're no longer really compatible, and you no longer really want to compromise. You're beginning to wake up. So do those healing, and you really will, because your action, as you begin to really heal, your action is going to start showing more of what the inner world is. Remember, your inner world creates your outer world, and you responding to everybody's broadcast systems to correct yourself, behave yourself, do this and that. You're like, Now you're going to start having a new found confidence so that you don't have to feel like you have to be inferior. Okay. You're going to heal that and get to being where you're equal. You have learned much this weekend. And you're also going to stop being so reactionary. You're just going to go, how do they do it? They just get up and walk away. Maybe I can do that. Or they could cry and whine. Well, I don't really want to do that. There's got to be another option. You're going to see that. Susan Bowles. Excuse me, the way I say it sounds like she got a bowling ball. I'm got a bowl. Somebody's funny over here. Not me. Okay, Spirit. You want to talk to somebody on their side? Well, you should know me by now. So you must know a comedian. You're very compatible. Did they or she? They had a tendency to live through others, so they didn't really go out and live. They just kind of had a lot of anxiety. This person says that they were very prideful. They didn't want anybody to really see them too much. And so it was like that they took pride in what they look like, but yet they were very hurt. Their pride could get hurt easily. Arrested development. Oh, arrested. What, you got arrested? I put myself in prison. I did it to myself. I'm not compatible with people. I kept putting myself in that position and pulling myself away. So hopefully that makes sense about who it is on the other side. Because you said spirit, and that's what happened. Rachel Mary. Who's indifferent? She? You seem to catch up with people or get in people that are very indifferent. They don't have an opinion, but yet they do have an opinion. I don't understand this frequency. But at the same time, you're like, you can see it's just an auto response. It looks like it's fake. It's just like what you're seeing is that there's a program. These people are programs. Simply that. But you want something more because you're like, I failed to connect. And it's not that you failed to connect. It's just that you are in that path here and that door is not even yours. So you need to, these are not my peeps. I need to go somewhere where I'm more me. So you got to define more about who you are, realign up. And even if you think you thought you found some, you may have to just say, okay, no, I need to redefine myself a little bit more. And then let spirit guide you and let these in. LaRonda. I love saying that. Message from spirit. Anybody here? Come on, knock on my door. One day at a time, huh? There's a story that goes way back to childhood from what I can see. And really, you're going to get that deep. You try to be friends with people, but the person that you wanted to be friends with was incompatible. They seemed to be angry. They seemed to be a little upset. They didn't quite get it. They just were brewing. And they had this anger that would just broadcast out, and it just kind of like shock you, put you in a different kind of feeling state. And what they're saying is that feeling attacked. They lived in that funny feeling fear. And they're saying, you got to stop living deficient because you have so much confidence and you can do so many things, but you keep putting your mind back into that space that I'm deficient and you can't do it. No, you're just copying about how that person was. So isn't that interesting? Somebody, for the question is, do you know her? Okay. Does she know you? If she thinks about it. Oh, okay. Natalie Harris. Shit. You're in confusion about something, sweetheart. Am I in the right line of work? Because there's an auto response in you that this is what I have to do. This is what I need to do. This is what feels like the right thing to do. But the thing is that it's the kind of creating a panic is you have a deadline that you want to do, but you can't get all of the stuff you want to do to create that deadline. And so you've kind of put yourself in a position that's actually causing you to repel what you want. And they're saying that you're stuck on the story. So just you need to release the story. Since we worked together before, and R2S, right wrist, second position, soft. And you need to get out that anxiety and that worry so that you don't have to play that, so that you can reline back up to where you need to do. You got that? Betty Portis Deca. Spirit, please. Shh. I sit with you all the time. It feels like a grandma or grandpa. Something about let's just have hot milk. I don't know if it's, well, all I just see is hot milk. It's about something to do with slumber at night. Something to do with this is some routine that's happening. And then somehow there's like these little donuts, but then all of a sudden they turn into these cinnamon donuts. And then there's something about campfires. Now I smell campfire. But yet then you did something with somebody that is about good memories. That's what it's referring to. Somebody you know that gives you good memories. And oh, wow, we're going there. You started to distrust, and it caused you to flip-flop in your thinking. It literally, the distrust literally caused you to and so the emotions are stuck. They keep repeating, but that is a clue to a habit. So basically, if you start to break the habit or break the emotion that's creating the habit, that's the route you'd have to take. Okay. Peg O'Neill Richardson says, wait. Gotcha. Frustration is causing the weight. Yours, others. It's like you can feel the vibration of people in the space. Okay. Not only is it not coming off fast enough, but it's frustration. So it's cooking. No, it's just it's towards her. So you can feel something towards you. So I would say if that's the case, you need to heal out certain situations. But if you can't, I would do something called the Cinderella solutions, which is I need you to understand the combination of foods and drinks and small portions of prime protein, prime carb, fats, and angel carbs, because the more angel carbs you put with the breakfast and the lunch will set the body to in a rhythm so that it will actually want to get hungry at night instead of taking on that frustration and then causing you to have a disruption. Cindy Lou, special needs son. Okay. They're saying let's direct it as so you can understand why the special needs and there is an act mean, feeling bad, invading energies. Oh, so there's like the story they tell it themselves. So there is they don't want to feel, oh my God. Okay. So now I'm in the space. Okay. So they think there's a part of them that really, okay, this is how they define the world and the sensory overload. So when there's a witness of these certain energies, what are you witnessing? What is it you're witnessing? Invading energies. You're invading energies. What energies are you invading? Or what energies are invading? Stop, just tell me. Two, there's a panic. It's a constant. It hurts. I just want to withdraw. I can't be compatible with this. And because it becomes incompatible, then it causes to further withdraw. God, I hope that made sense. Just give me a second. I got to catch out of it. Well, Julie Knoll, that's close enough. Wounded pride. So your feelings get hurt easy because it's an auto response that you learned at 2, because when you were being scolded or scorned, it hurt. And then it was something to do with the story. Yours? Theirs. Okay, so you got yourself caught up in people's stories. It's really affecting my stomach. Deficient, feeling very deficient Oh my God, you've taken on. Okay, so this is invading energy that needs to come out. I would tap it out. It's like if you know, like with trigger of something that's going on in your space, somebody's acting is there a certain way that we can tap it out? Arrogant people really seem to really affect you. So even though I see arrogant people, okay, start tapping out, use EFT. Not sure, look at the website, find the free tools, and then you see it. But you need to tap out how also the symptoms, the physical symptoms. And there's a source for that, but we'll have to wait until later because you can actually take care of your indigestion if you have it. Where am I at? Dawn Horvitz. Will I be able to hear my spirit guides? You have to move your ego out a little bit more. So the answer is yes, but your ego, the thing is that your ego makes you live in your head. And when you are in your head and you're trying to use your ability, the emotion that comes up is, am I doing it right? And so the ego says, oh, am I doing it right? And then it messes up because then you end up focusing on that. Inside the body, the emotion that causes am I doing it right is self-conscious, right and wrong. And so it's like all your life, people are telling you, you're doing it the wrong way. This is the right way. Your choices are all wrong. You shouldn't do that. That's going to get you into trouble. But yet there's a part of you that's like, okay, I'm going to choose this thinking I'm going to choose this to help. And then it ends up hurting you. So, I would definitely say you need some doing healing there. Yeah, whatever I said, just start tapping and maybe that might jumble something loose. The heck, it's just jumped. Yes, it did. Sharon Hayward. Oh God, please not. Okay, I don't want to lose it. Current relationship, please. In your current relationship right now, from your eyes through them, is that you show up as irrelevant. The button that likes to get pushed is that the fear of rejection. Without realizing it, there is a repulsion that you're like, I don't. There's something that's being happening. And you're like, I just don't really, and you're not listening to that. And your body says, okay, there's pictures. So if I say, what's the picture? So at 3 years old, you have a picture and the picture likes to show up apparently as everybody wants this particular outcome. And you're like, but when am I going to be able to get my particular outcome? And then when you start to do the particular outcome, then you're accused of something from what I can see is that you're supposed to live through their life and then it creates a panic. So the cycle keeps going like this and it's very bothersome. So you're like, when do I get to live? Oh, keeps jumping. Bridget Nash. And well, there goes that. Bridget Nash. You are self-aware about what? About what you think other people are thinking of you. You're self-aware, but you're doing it through ego that it's causing you to think what other people think, which then it's not true because you're taking sometimes things from the past of how other people have told you that other people think. And it's getting very confusing because it's causing a stress. What's it doing? It's creating karma. Ooh, that's not good. You seem to get people that are self-centered and they come to you and they you gotta live your life around me. And you're like, oh no. I feel like you're an empath too, but you misunderstand the energies when they come in. You have to learn to observe, not absorb. Okay? That's what you don't want to absorb. Thing has jumped like 50,000 times. Okay, so hold on, people. I got to catch up. You may have to start. Remember, one question or one hashtag and one question per person. Somebody sent money. I'm going to have to honor that. BJ Road. Okay, BJ. And who is that? You didn't miss anything, Jennifer. I was doing the 1 minute read, but somebody paid, so I'm going to take that. And then after that, then I get back into the hashtags again. Thank you, Dawn. So who is, I just forgot the name. BJ Rode, Rode. You send in money and you want a reading, but I can't do this unless we talk, because I really want to know who you are. And so I just wonder if I don't know if I've seen that name. Because I feel two people. It feels like twins all of a sudden, but I know that's not correct. So I need to get in alignment here. Well, while we're waiting for that, while we're waiting for that. Oh, that thing jumped about 50,000 feet. You are there. Okay. Wow. Oh, this thing's going nuts. Road. Gotcha. Read. Isn't road. Read. Rodeo. Off. Yeah. I'll have to read it afterwards. Oh my, don't you dare say that. My mother's name was Betty Jean. Oh my mother is here. I get a Betty Portis. That was her last name. I get a Betty Jean. Okay, Mom. I love this. All right. So what did you want to talk about? Did you want to call me? Because if you do, if you can call me through Messenger, then it's under Brenda Power. But that's up to you. What do you want to talk about? Because at least I can pick it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 11 minutes, and then I'm going to start, and then you can tell me if you want direction. Because Spirit has already said to me that somehow you keep getting your ass kicked. I was going to say the kick in the ass, but you just said ass kicked. The energy, there's something to do with an energy that it's about you keep chasing the attraction. The attraction of what? Oh, so what is that it's attracting? You're attracting in type of people that are kind of incompatible with you. That's what they're saying. And they said it's the people are exerting their power, meaning they like to, just sit there and brood, and then you can feel their power. Or they like to say words in certain tenses and tones to exert their power. And sometimes people say things to get your attention because they think you're deaf or something. There's something to do with that particular type of person you keep attracting in. Real quick, Spirit says the word demoralized. And so spell it right, Brenda, demoralized. And what I tell people to do is you need to really sometimes look up certain words. In this case is to be disheartened, to lose hope, lose confidence. They're saying this happens to you. You lose confidence and you become disheartened. And if that's true, let me know so we can stay in sync here. Habits. Oh, it's a habit. Okay, so why do you attract these people in? Why do you lose heart? And they said at 1 year old, you were exposed to what? You were exposed to this energy. So you've seen somebody else attracted in, and that signature, do you think that's what you have to do? You have to attract these type of people in. That's what we're talking about. She said, I'm going to talk about new relationships, but understand that's what you're attracting in. So if you're not awake yet to notice what you're attracting in, you want to know why anything goes sour, that's it. That's why. Again, look at the timestamp. Make sure you watch this again, because they said that you're quite not there as far as noticing, but the emotions that you feel is that you become sometimes very, what's the right thing to do? And it kind of, you're being easily influenced and thinking that this is the right thing to do. For them, it is. I hear the word easily led. And there's always a story that somehow gets caught up into it, and therefore it happens again. So just, if you're not connecting with what I'm saying, yes, sometimes. Okay, so we're just going to, I feel like you understand cards more. So with new relationship, you can be in a honeymoon phase and it can last, but understand this is when you say to yourself, oh, he threw his underwear on the floor. Isn't that cute? And then just think what's going to happen is eventually you're going to not like that habit, but you've already trained him to keep doing it. So he will continue. But then all of a sudden your energy is, this could be the one. So are you the type that thinks everybody is the one? And if that's the case, then you have a hard lesson to learn, because they're saying that the broadcast message of their energy increases that trust hormone. I think it's oxytocin, isn't it? And when it increases that trust hormone, you don't realize that you're losing yourself as far as your identity, and because you feel more whole, everything feels good. But over time, if you've had past relationships, look at it. Because it can repeat itself in other relationships. It will, until you heal it out, until you take the wisdom. So are you able to have heart-to-heart conversations? Because I feel like that's one of the requirements that you have, is that you like to sit down and have a heart-to-heart and look at your past. Have you had that before? Do you know what it tastes like? Do you want it again? Don't settle. Expressing your love. Are you able to do it with grace and ease? Now, remember, there's 5 languages of love. So one can be presence. One can be, talking. You look at the 5 languages of love, because they said that if you understand how you are and you will understand how they are, you will become more compatible, because then you can just express that love that way. And if you talk to them, and if they don't hear you when you say this is the type of way you want to be loved, then they're not really in sync with you then. They're saying that you need to make sure you love yourself first, okay? Because, see, again, here's all these cards. You need to love yourself first. And how do you do that? Well, you got to stop believing. And they said that it stops you from really loving yourself because you believe that you're being attacked. If you do self-care, or if you were to, so basically you've grown up in an era where they think that's vainness. You have a habit of putting yourself down. They said the self-talk of denigration is kind of interesting. It's okay, so you were in the honeymoon phase. And I'm glad you do know that. So are you getting anything out of this? Now, if you're still in the baby phase of this, then just let it brew. Don't rush things, because if you rush it, you're going to, not build a good foundation. Okay? You begin to know yourself a little bit more. Take that slow. You can actually come up with an engagement with this person, because there's a lot of things that are very compatible here. A lot of things that you are allowing yourself to engage in, and a part of yourself that you could never be yourself with somebody in the past. But here, I feel like you're able to say, hey, this is who I am. And they're more accepting. What is that card? They say you become very self-conscious of yourself, because there are times that you don't know how to stay very optimistic about a love life. So there's that self-talk again. Did I do something wrong? Do I, Ooh, whoops. Really? Okay, so now it says so are you not keeping an open mind? No, no. Who doesn't in your life feel like you are keeping your mind open? I feel like somebody has told you that your mind's not open, but somehow that filter of something you experienced in the past, you've dragged it. It's like carrying your baggage into this relationship. So notice anything from the past. You need to tap it out. You need to heal it. You need to use resolving tools to get that out. Do you understand? Because if you keep bringing the baggage in, then you're just going to overlay it over to this new person, and it can cause separation. So we don't want that. Okay, so you're going to have, apparently we're done with the cards. They just threw more than half of the deck on the floor. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm done with the cards anyway, because I'm just going to jump in and say this. You have a lot of awkward energy because your body is vibrating at a certain interesting rate here, and something equals something. So at 6 years old, you were embarrassed about something. And so you had to do a certain fair amount of not being yourself. So you became very indecisive about yourself. And then you're trying to avoid feeling worthless and unworthy. But at the same time, your body is jumping because it feels like it's going to be rejection any moment, rejection any moment, rejection any moment. Okay. Understand those thoughts need to go because that's going to interfere with the relationship. You don't need that. You don't need shit to come to pass that's not real. You don't need the past to repeat itself on this new one. Okay, so they're saying the healing tool that you would need would be the sensory healing tool. So what I'm going to tell you is this. I want you just to, I want you to take and look at how you see things like, oh my God, worry, fearing, rejection, all that. Cover up one eye and just look through this eye and just, it doesn't matter which eye, just grab a hand, cover an eye and just focus, get a scale up to number, 10, go, oh my God, yes, I can see the pictures and all this and that. And then you remove, transcend, let it go. And you're just going to then just allow yourself to switch and look only through one eye. Give it a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the worst. And then you just keep saying switch, you're just going to remove, transcend, and let it go. And then you're just going to switch again, focusing only through this eye, go back to the same topic. And you just keep doing this, switching back and forth. And every now and then check back in the number and you're going to start feeling it come down. And eventually you just keep doing it until it's 0 on both eyes. And you will do this because then what happens is you're telling the brain that I'm addressing and I'm going to let this go because it's trapped. And I'm going to let this picture go. And if you can't do it, you make an appointment with me. Good. I want you to do that self-acceptance, self-care, because you are important. You are worth it. And again, when you begin to do this, your inner world creates a better outer world and you begin to love yourself, that's going to project out. So that's less work for you to think that they got to make you happy. So when you have that love and self-care, then you will be able to be happy, be loved, and then that you're going to attract somebody that can do that too. I feel like you can be happy with this person. We just got to heal that crap out. Does that make any sense? Again, I do private if you need. But that's how that goes. So no, you don't have to pay. You can get a 1-minute free read, but those that like to pay, they do. And how we're going to do this again, who's ever left that haven't been read, hashtag MWB. If you're not sure, look at the top. MWB, the number 4. And then ME, space, tell me what you want me to look dressed. And then we go spend that 1 minute. Okay? And you can get a lot out of 1 minute. So, again, you want your 1 minute free read. Hashtag MWB, the number 4, ME, space, and tell me what you want. Wonderful. BJ, Betty Jean, says it makes tons of sense to me. Good. Remember, you can heal this, change those twangs. You can take and change it better for you. Janet Crawford Wigginston. Okay. You seem to be caught in a reactionary state. It's like, I just can't. Like, for instance, when my mother got cancer, it was like, oh my God, that scared me. And then I'd cry and then I'd be happy and then cry and being happy. And they said that this reactionary state is that you can feel contempt from somebody and, and it's like you're happy and you walk by, they say that this is just like a yo-yo effect. Why? Worried. You, them. Someone else is worried. So you are picking, you're an empath. Yeah, sorry, don't mean to laugh. Just observe, not mine. Okay. Thank you. No, thank you. And you're absorbing. We don't want you to absorb. But one thing about it is even though you're absorbing, you're actually letting it go. But at the same time, your body's like, oh, I can't trust the situation because you're picking up everybody else's interesting way of how they function. So I would do put your finger on your belly button and your forehead and push in at the same time and lift up and hold that for good. If you've never done it before, hold it for a good 2 minutes so you can build up your egg so you don't absorb people's shit in. And then take your energy and just start making figure eights. These are called the Celtic weave. And you do this at your neck and then your heart and your solar plexus, your hips, your knees, and your ankles. And then there's a connecting heaven and earth. Oh, just connecting heaven and earth. Just go up to my website, find it, look it up. You got a lot of healing tools for free there. Whoa, did this jump again? Stop doing that. Cora, was that Jason? Relationships. Sink or swim. What the heck's that about? Okay, so there's a chances are if you look in the past, there's a part of you that sinks and instead of swims. And so that means you're overwhelmed by something. Something overwhelms you. What is overwhelming you that causes you to do that? And that is being under pressure, having to be something that you're not. This is something you've learned at a very young age, but you don't know how to stop doing it. Then you go in this unrequited love energy, which means I love them or they or somebody loved. Well, let's put it from your end. I love them, but I can't get them to love me back. Or we can look at it from another aspect. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And the thing is that if this is the dynamics, you know what it feels like. So if you have unrequited love, you need to focus on that emotion and get rid of it, because in relationships, it's the I, it. You are an object. So they're not even considering your feelings. Jennifer Patricia Burse. And this is your life. No, just kidding. General. Feeling what? Indifferent. How do you get some gumption and go? Well, do you have passion? Did you know something that you love? And if you have and you can't seem to find that feeling, they said that there's a lot of times that you have been scorned. They said just recently you got a trigger and somebody scorned you, or you're around something that's scorned, and it brought up all of these memories that you don't remember, but yet your body is producing, and all of a sudden your reaction to this, instead of getting a headache where you want to avoid, your body's going into, can't be motivated it's very deflating energy from what I can feel. So that clear my head. Yeah, it's really pulling my mind in a different direction. But that's what your intention to do, is because you don't want to feel this. And so then you go into that. That's your coping tool, by the way. Your coping tool. You're welcome, BJ. Finances. Casper, is it Dragon? Casper. When it comes to that, it is, you have a remembrance of being poor. So at 4 years old, that remembrance is what's affecting you as an adult. So you have also been doing your best to be successful and have a successful mind, but there is this thing that happened at 4. And because of that feeling, they're saying that it's about being you, expanding the importance of self, denied. You can't feel important. So like if Oprah told you to go on stage, somebody famous told you to go on stage and this is your chance, you would all of a sudden have this habit and you just would, not important. But you're trying very hard, but your 4-year-old says it has an excuse. So it's looking at the feeling. And if you know that feeling, get a tool. EFT, tap it out, or set up an appointment with me. But you literally, no, you need to move past that. Davika J. Hi, girl. It's me. So you know somebody on the other side. They sound a little southern. You're doing an indebted. So you're doing something that you're indebted to somebody. And that creates a confusion because you don't know how to do the difference, because then somebody's lied to you and a feeling that, when you owe somebody but you don't owe this person. And somehow it's something, not this person they're talking about. You get defensive. There's all these triggers and things that are going off. But they said that you have an arrested development. You can't seem to get past and stop a behavior. And they said it's because somebody acted mean to you in the past, and your 5-year-old self is holding those emotional problems, holding it because it's a story. Somebody did me wrong. And looking at the story. So look at your past, find out what your story is, where is your pain that you need to focus on, or was your pain. So you're saying, I can't remember when I was 5. Any recent shit where you felt like you were in pain, focus on that, and then the rest will be revealed. But you got to heal it, because if you just focus on it, you're just recycling the shit. Heal it out, get the emotion to be calm. You'll be amazed of how you get a clearer head. Janie Renee? Overtime hopelessness. It's just hopeless. You know it so well that why do you get your hopes up? Because what's that? Okay, maybe I'll buy a ticket. Well, why do it? So I hear all of this self-talk going inside my head, and you become self-aware that, people are going to think I'm stupid, and you discourage yourself, and it goes into, now you feel other people's invading your energy because you got to think what they think, and that really confuses you. What else is happening? A hell of a lot of shit. So you scorn yourself. So then you berate yourself, you denigrate yourself, and this is the way you're supposed to talk. And then, yeah, you need a healing. Okay, well, I'm sure they're aware of that. You seem to be controlled with guilt. Oh God, it's causing my stomach to be upset. It's causing things to back up inside of me. The energies on my head feels funny. So your body's responding to you about, shut up. I gotta stop mirroring this one. There we go. Your body seems to be trying to tell you, it's trying to tell you. It's just like, stop being around lofty energy people, the way they exert their freaking energy. Sarah Bailey. Miss Sarah Bailey, unemployment. You worry, and there's a muddled instability. Oh my God. So you focus on, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. Oh my God. That energy begins to affect how you attract a job in. So the universe is responding to that. They're going to disapprove of me. And even if you have a job and you're supposed to change something inside of there, you still carry that and disapprove of me. Because you've been in a situation where they have made you helpless, where you couldn't do something, and then made you irrelevant at the same time, but yet expects you to do something. So I don't know if that's the past or what, but it's like you're caught in this cycle. Well, how would she break it? Notice how you react when people scorn you. Heal that twang of, whether you hate it or it feeds you, whatever, you need to get it out, because that's your trigger that keeps you going back into a cycle. Delinda Haynes. Yes, my dear. Miss Delinda. You have them? Oh, it says that you've been feeling worthless. And it's an energy that's in the body that you're not even aware of in your mind. But if you really think about it, you're like, oh. Because I can feel it. What was I? I feel like I'm watching TV, but feel like somebody's watching me. That's weird. And then you have to pretend like that you don't know that you're being watched. It's weird energy. I don't know what this is about. Because it's like, I gotta make sure I do the right thing because I'm being watched. Where am I supposed to go? It's like you lose train of thought. So does these people's energy wipe her out? Oh, yeah. So you need to make sure you do some Wayne Cook posture healing. Go up to my website to find it, because your brain goes scrambled when these people's energy's around, and you don't need to do that. You need to stay you. Lacey Powell. Would you vividly recall something? Oh, love. Well, unrequited love. So is that true? You got to look at it, because they said that the energy is that you love. It's a safe place for you. If you love somebody that can't love you back, or that just don't, the reason they say the reason you're doing it is because it's excess guilt that Oh, and you get compelled to correct yourself. Oh, I can't be that. So then you had tried to recenter yourself by being by being what? By going back into old habits. And then you don't even realize that, oh, wow, it's a short habit. It goes the cycle. It just keeps going in the circle. Yeah, it's interesting circle. Because criticism will throw you right back into, and you're like, oh, I got to go there. Oh. It throws you. Kaylin, I'm so sorry if I butcher people's names. Charbanu, or Banu, Charbanu, Kaylin anyway. Sun struggles. Let's focus on the sun. God, the deep pit of feeling irrelevant, that not connected to anything. There's a feeling of disgrace going on. It's like, did he get bullied? Oh man, this makes me want to. My physical body, my mouth is drying out. It's causing a physical reaction. That constant feeling of being attacked over and over and over. The meanness that there's something to, and demoralized. Okay, so disheartened and lose hope. So this energy keeps going off, and it's a failure because no matter how much you're trying to cope, handle, deal, and pacify with it, it's just it just is yanking my body. It's literally yanking my body. And what happens there is the emotion is going. The thoughts will only kick in of what that emotion's going, so you can't have new thoughts. Same thoughts because it's the same emotion. It keeps jerking you back into the same story. And no amount of, think differently, get over it. None of that's going to work. You understand? EFT, if he's willing to do healing tools. If not, see if you make a point with me because, yeah. Samantha Thompson. Can me and my ex end up happy together? Good friends, eventually. But as far as relationship, why would you? An ex is an ex for a reason. And holding on to old memories is just going to cause you more pain, and you're going to continuously repeat the issue, and repeat the issue. But what you need to pull from this is that you haven't resolved the idea of what distrust is and what trust is, and so it keeps going back and revisiting the issue. Somehow, whatever that issue is, got stuck in your body. So just notice if it's an ache, pain, sickness, okay, that probably could play a part in it. But if it feels dull, achy, indecisive, and no feeling at all, and don't want to think, that's also a symptom of this. And I would say heal the issue, and those symptoms will start to go away. Denise Harold, compatibility. Your energies are, you just feel like, are you clumsy? There seems to be an interesting reaction with you and things in the environment. It's interesting because then you feel very awkward, and then your body somehow sends out energies and weird shit begins to happen in front of you. And when you go try to do something, it looks smooth, it's working, and it's either failed or done something. It's weird because like the energy just jumps from you. It's like you got a spark in your electrical wire there. Stubbornness. Who's told you that? So you're convinced when you were younger that you were clumsy and stubborn, and you believed what they told you. That's what it's about. You believe something that they told you, and you think you're stuck with that in life, and then you silently brood. Whatever it is, beside, if it isn't about clumsy and all that, there was a word being said. Anna Islas, finances. You have a lot of positive thinking. Just allow yourself to understand the universe responds to you. You haven't quite hit your passion and your fire yet, which allows you to draw more money in, and money is energy. So there is, so then the first chakra, there's like, how do you survive? How do you go into this next step? So there's like focusing on, there's just not enough out there. There's just, so it's focusing on the loss, focusing on the deficit, focusing on, oh my God, I have to have 2 or 3 jobs in order to do this. Focusing on, and then it's like it actually stunts you about how smart you are. There's a lot you can do, but you don't get to believe in yourself, and you don't go in that direction of that I have these abilities and that it can turn into anything. If anything in the internet has shown is that no matter what you do, you can turn it around and make it your passion and to make money. You just haven't hit that level of belief system yet. Jen Stats. Any message from spirit answers would be wonderful. Thank you. Shut up and listen, they said. When you're sitting down, all you're doing is thinking. They're saying, and then if you ask a question, you don't ask one question. You ask like 50,000 questions, so you can't hear the answer. And they said, shut up. Listen with your heart. Oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong. No, just go into your heart. Just feel. Feel. Begin to feel love. Begin to feel the gratitude. Begin to do this. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start changing. And that energy of the heart, the heart toward, I can't say what it's called. The energy will change. Remember, if you're thinking too much, then there's an emotion that's vibrating that's trapped that needs to go. And if I asked how many are there? 2. The first one is self what? I have to live their way. And so you convinced yourself. And rejection. So you got those 2 energies that actually cause you not to be able to tap into your abilities. Angel Lynn. Employment, please. A job is at hand, but you're not sure if you want it. Now, here's an interesting thing. They're saying, hey, you're good at cleaning. Hey, you're good at this. Hey, you're good at this. But I'm going to tell you, the moment you think that you're good at something and you're thinking, okay, I can do that, you're going to build up a resentment towards it. You can do it for a short time. Don't think it has to be written in stone and last forever. If you just need something to jumpstart you, you just do it. And let that be a stepping stone. Let's say all of a sudden you want a cleaning job. So you go and you do a cleaning job, you make a few bucks here and there, and that leads you to the next one. You could start your own business and everybody else, can work for you. But at the same time, you could also be a stepping stone to knowing that there's another job available. And you're like, oh, I found my excitement and I found some purpose. Because when you do a job, it shouldn't just be just over broke. It should be finding your purpose. And that is your passion and your joy and what's important to you. So notice the steps that you're going to take and let it lead you to where you need to go and be happy. Oh, I did say it right. Awesome, Casper. Josephine Rock. No, I didn't miss you. It's just the whole thing must have jumped. Okay, so Josephine Rock, I'm going to remember 203 right now, and then I will send an email or a little quib for you. Josephine, I got to put that down. Josephine Rock. All right, Josephine Rock. I don't know what she asked for, but we're going to give it to her anyway. How's that? Hopelessness. Oh, you're always getting to be second best or last. So that's why you didn't get your reading. They said seems to be a pattern. And it's your reaction. It's the reaction that, I have to deal with it because that's what's coming my way. Why does it happen to you? They said it has to do with being irrelevant. You learned it a long time ago about what it means to be irrelevant. And we've been using that word an awful lot tonight. And let's just get this straight. For her, not connected, not relevant to something. So, and the thing is that you're staying somewhere that you feel irrelevant. You need to find your peeps. You need to find what you got, it's important to you. It's values is the container that helps you create your world. And if your values is all about what's important to you, that's what you ask yourself. That's how you find your values. You need to be asking that question. Yes. Do everything with a trend. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Yes, I made it. Oh, Danny, I made it. Okay, so anybody that's just jumped on, understand the hashtag MWB for me. And that way it's not that I'm missing you. I got to stop at this one, though. Pamela Scott, you said back always hurts and kidney functions decreased. You have a magnetic issue, electromagnetic issue. That's what you're created. And you have a magnetic issue. Your kidneys are magnetic. They're frozen. You need to get yourself a refrigerator magnet. You need to allow yourself to on the inside of your foot, here's your big toe. On the inside, the back of that ankle bone, right on the back, there is where you use your magnet. Use both sides of the magnet on that several times. Then take your thumb and rub it in there. And that is going to give you this energy increase. It's going to, I think it's, I can't even read it. But you got to get that energy moving. Kidney 4. That's what I thought. But is there any other one that's frozen? Yes. 2 more. Jesus, you're going to have a healing session with me. But I'll give you 2 more. Stomach and spleen. Oh, that's easy enough. Your stomach and spleen. Again, use your magnet and then use your thumb and rub 30 times in that spot after you use your magnet. Understand that here is your toe. I want you to rub that spot 30 times, but up, you keep going to the top of your foot. It's not on here, but it's right there in line with that second toe, and use the magnet right across the top and to get that magnetically fixed. And then you rub 30 times. I can't find that spot, but it's 30 times there. And, then the spleen on the side of the foot right there on each side, rub, and to allow yourself to get that energy moving. Again, magnet first, both sides, and then rub. Because you got to get that energy moving and those kidneys and things moving. Oh, that's good. Christopher Kelly. Do you don't resonate with others. So it's like whatever the vibe they're putting in or out there, there's hard for you to come and sync with them. And they said that the reason being is that you're attached to pride issues, ego issues. Can't be yourself. You can't be yourself. Why can't you be yourself? Oh, that'd be the question. You can't be yourself. And these things come up because you're not in the right alignment. You think these are your peeps. You literally need to say to spirit, okay, help me find people that I can talk to. Because when you begin to talk to somebody that's more into your space, it will stop the indigestion for one. Stop the disconnection for the other, and allow you to digest and rest, because your body wants to go into stress. Okay. That's not where I was going. Christopher Kelly was supposed to be finances, but man, they said that they had a whole nother part there. I couldn't control that one. Miss Danny, finding happiness myself. Like when moving to spiritual human, figuring out how to live for myself versus others. Okay, so finding happiness. So you have to look at how you can't find happiness, and you feel like you're failing, but you're not failing. You're just focusing on how you failed because you're putting a time limit on yourself. Finding happiness for you is to stop being self-conscious, self-aware of other people, and literally need to tap it out. You need, we're going to have to do a session sometime. And figuring out how to live is the first of all, understanding that if you look at a catalog of life and if they're living that way, you're like, no, hey, I kind of like that. You need to discover yourself. And then when you do, you're going to say, oh, that's important to me. And when that happens, your heart goes, hee. And then all of a sudden you start to get a passion. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to study this. And that means you've opened up your right side of your brain, which allows spirit to come through and to give you and guide you. Mm-hmm. Kathleen Fisher, those horrible feelings. It's based on pictures that you're holding in your head at 3. So you have an active memory that's going on at age 3. And understand everything that's in your head comes from the past, and it is an emotion. And if I look, what emotion is causing this? Being greatly discouraged. You knew how you were greatly discouraged as a child. They says if you could just start noticing that, focus on how you know it, and put it on a scale from 0 to 10, and just even put your hand on your head, and then wait for it to go down to 0, then you'll be so far better off. If you can EFT to tap that out, you will be so thankful. But that discouragement, and you got pictures of how you were discouraged. You got pictures of how you were discouraged. You got pictures of why try? Why bother? It's hopeless. And because that's just firing. It's just continuously firing, and you need to disrupt it so that your brain and your thoughts will calm down and your body will release it. Yes, Spirit, what'd you say? Somebody, funds are on their way. It's going to be, oh man. Okay. Whoever paid. The problem is it just says that your check's not going to be here for a good week. And I'm going to be out of town. Pure Romance by Samantha Thompson. If you can cancel that and then see it, but if you can only pay by e-check, you, how are we going to do that, people? Because I can't do an e-check, is that I have to wait, and I'm not going to be back until the 20th. I may be able to do it on the 18th. If you can want to wait until until that time, you're more than welcome to, or you can cancel it and just pay direct instead of by e-check. I don't even know what e-check is, but they're telling me you have to wait. You decide how you want to do that. Where was I? Stephanie, what was that? I have no idea what that was. Oh, that wasn't that. I don't know what it was. Stephanie well, it looks like child. Childers, I can't read it. P-A-R-M? Parmalee? Stephanie, just general. Action is required. They said that you have to get up and do something. You need to get up and go. You need to get up because you keep giving yourself false self-assuredness that this will be all right. Yeah, I got a compliment. Everything is fine. And you have to wake up to how false self-assuredness, the excuses and the reasonings are holding you back and not allowing yourself to move then that direction you're saying you want. Understand, what are my excuses and reasonings? Listen to yourself. You got to start training to hear what you're doing, because your body is saying it can't go forward because this program is running. And those excuses and reasons are telling you. If I asked, was there any particular emotion? And they said, yes, your indifference. Oh, a person can just hold an indifference, and that doesn't allow them to move anywhere. So you're going to have to open yourself up to maybe use a healing tool. Look at the free the tools up. You have to go under healing tools, and find it. LB Few. Any message. You have you stored something as a physical, in the physical body. It can show up as pain. You stored it to the bone. You stored it, that's how deep it is. And they said that there was one point in your life that at 5 years old, you're hysterical. Something scared you so bad that it's gone into the body. And it's changed the DNA expression in the body. Oh, really? And what else did it do? It changes the energy out here. So what did it do? Out here means things in life. It causes you to distrust. and everything feels a little bit unstable, but you don't know it in your mind. It just ends up being, oh, and it just hits really deep. Wow, indifference. Got to heal that. Heal the indifference, because it makes you go into self-conscious, then goes all the way back up to feeling attacked, and then it comes right back down to disapproval. Oh, it's just doing it's jumping everywhere. Oh, my god darn it, the screen just jumped like nasty. Kaylin, I did do a reading for you. I just don't remember what timestamp it was. No, okay, everything just jumped. Okay, so I got from, okay. So, she repaid. Gotcha. So that's the one that was just said, cancel the, yes. Okay, so Miss Samantha Thompson. So she paid for 11. Okay, and let me read what you wrote before. Can you tell me more about finding love if isn't with my ex? And mentioned healing from distrust in 1 minute. I do that. Okay, healing the distrust and can you find love? Yes, we can do that. Okay. Well, first of all, when it comes to healing, one of the things that people do is that they don't realize that the emotion is doing all of this, the work of making you think, creating your life to be hell, causing people to come in your life and keep attracting in the same shit different day. A lot of people think, oh, I can heal myself. That's why I on my website, I have under healing tools, you got healing tools. There's all of those healing tools that you can do on your own, or I can guide you through them. There are some that I have kept on in my books that when we set up an appointment, I literally help you get into it, help you find it, know what it's located with, and then help you use hope therapy. And it's the tool I used, and other little things that will just pull it out to the point where you're like, oh, you won't know it the same. It literally changes on the inside and starts to help you grow and awaken to, oh, I don't really want to act that way, or I don't really want that track that anymore. And then it changes the energy out. So your inner world changes your outer world. Now, when it comes to, will you ever find love? Okay. When you heal the distrust, first, let's look at it this way. If you didn't heal the distrust, and she wants to know, will she ever find love if it was not with her ex? Will she ever find love? Yeah, you can find true love. What will happen with that distrust that's in there? So you're going to learn to keep an open mind. Everything's going pretty good. And then you're going to allow yourself to see it fell sideways, which means you can have a codependent or non-codependent relationships. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, which means the person could have addictions, or you have addictions. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be drugs. It can be addicted to an emotion. It could be addicted to cigarettes. It could be addicted to watching TV. It could be addicted to porn, addicted to shopping. Do you understand? So there's something that it's going to evolve around you or them. It'll be revolving around an issue, which can interfere with you, because then you're not sure where your place will be in this relationship, which then causes you to feel like you're attracted. So then you can have woundology buddies. So you're attracted to not the healthy aspect, but, drama buddy. The chemistry, you'll convince yourself, yeah, I can like it. I can get used to this. You're not going to have, eventually over time, it's not going to allow you to have a heart-to-heart love. And then it's going to come down whether you can trust the situation. So you need to be able to heal that trust. Now, if we were to back it up, somebody asked me who this deck was. It was Doreen Virtue's romance deck. That was a while ago, that fast. You heal the distrust. You heal it. So right out, what would happen? They said, you can start to have heart-to-heart conversations. That you actually start to have the finances and career, you're going to be able to have better relations and better finances and better career when it comes to having this relations, because it's going to really change your heart. And the chemistry returns. How's that? Oh, you're going to actually have romantic feelings. And you're going to allow yourself to feel. And you can stop tracking in past life relationships where you have to finish things. Past life relationships not good, because sometimes that you didn't finish something, and usually you have to finish something. And you're going to have to learn how to address control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally instead of sit there in your head and go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, you are totally worth waiting for. That means divine timing. So you don't go look at your watch and say, oh my God, it's 2:00 and it's been 4 weeks and nothing's happening. No, don't do that. Don't run to your timeline and fuck it up. Understand, you're worth waiting for. The more that you work on yourself, the more that you get yourself going, you're preparing yourself for one that's going to stay longer. No. Okay, I'm assuming that deck's done. Didn't we do that before? Yes, because they want me to pick up the rest of the deck. Huh. Oh, you guys, stop it. You guys are funny and you're smart. Now I can play with the full deck. So will you, especially if you heal. What's up? Well, that's interesting. So the card they threw out was finances and career, but in reverse. And so it's not about trust or distrust. They said that you rely on others to release the burden of having to pay for stuff or take care of things. It's I lost it. Completely lost it. Where did it go? I'm a healing addict. Well, that sounds good, but where did it go? It won't let me cancel, but I'm supposed to be. Oh. Well, even if you couldn't cancel, then I can see if I can on that e-check, or we can turn around and use that in the private healing session offline, and I can help you heal that way. Oh, it's going to close. Hold on. My thing's going to close down. Why are you doing that? Oh, there. It's all right now. 2222. That's a beautiful number. Oh, I just seen 5 2s. Never mind. I see 7 2s. No, I see 9 2s. Wow. All right. When it comes to the chemistry. So they're saying, take that chemistry and look. You have a tendency to attract people with the first chakra. So they must think with their head. Wrong one. And then there's an auto response, because for some reason, these people make you feel very beautiful or loved. Oh, wait a minute. Are you saying that there's a part of her that... No. Can't help because that energy, and then you react. So you're drawn into that, easily influenced. Because not only is the first chakra, because your 8th chakra, you're talking about an archetype, aren't you? Oh, well. All right, hold on. We need to go here, and I need to go here, and we're going to find this out. Archetype. There's got to be a particular archetype. On which number? We're looking at 65. 65, and they're saying that you're a slave. Oh, really? Well, you got to heal that out. The light attribute of a slave is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Oh, there's that trust thing again. But the point is that if you allow spirit, if you work with spirit, you be spirit, and you allow your heart and everything, then yeah, you're going to break free from being the slave. But if you don't, then the shadow aspect is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. That is why the 8th chakra and the 1st chakra. So you give your willpower away. Why couldn't they have just said that? I have. So then you feel like, oh my God, I have to take action, and then you have to give in. So, so the fear of losing them. Oh, you definitely need to heal that. Yes, I had the fear of letting go, because if I let them go, you let them go, what's going to happen? You're going to fall apart. Oh, so you need to heal worry, that worry about, I can't make it. I can't make it on my own. I can't make it. I can't make it. Oh, so see, this goes back to when you were little, 5, but this isn't yours. You watched somebody and you took that energy in. Dang. Okay. And then it creates anxiety in you. So this is an old pattern that somebody else's that you took in your body, and it needs to go. So you need to heal, because you don't want the anxiety. And then it causes you to repulse, and then causes you to have issues with relationships. And I see 22 again. Is this referring to this person? So it's a master number. And so you are to look up number 22 and 22. So you have numerology. Okay. Okay, so then you have number 22, and then we're going in the direction of a vibration of the master builder who is able to turn the loftiest dreams into so you're going to get your realities. Heal your shit. You really are going to have a nice relationship. You got to heal from being a slave. Oh, wow. How's that? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So all good things. So you're getting to know yourself and getting to know each other. So you're meant to get to know people before you give your, I wouldn't say your heart, because you give your heart, but you got to listen to the rest of the body. So get to know them. Are they compatible or not? Just because they wink their eye at you doesn't mean they're perfect. Yeah. So just it's not falling for that old archetype, and so you got some healing to do. That's what I see. Let me put that there. Okay, so I'm just double checking again. And Teresa Perkins. Thank you. I'll call you when you're ready. Wasn't sure if I send. Okay, well, anyways, you want, okay, so 6 minutes. Perkins, call me when you're ready. That would be good. And then we're good to go for that. Oh, good. So Samantha, did it make sense? See, and the thing is this, all this information applies to so many people, and there's so much healing you can do, and there's so much growth we all can do together. And it's not that you're missing your turn. Understand, I do it in order of how people pay. I do it in order of the row. So it's not that I'm skipping people. It's just that when it jumps, I can't scroll it back down. So I'm doing it in order. Okay, so you tell me what you want me to do with that e-check. Miss Perkins, like I said, give me a call. How do you schedule healing? What you do is I'm going to be gone until the 20th of September, but after that, I'm completely free. And one of the things that you do is you go to my page, my fan page, and you look under services. Hi, dear. You look under services. Hi. And then you look and see the schedule and the cost, because the more time you want, the less it costs. Hi, dear. What can I help you with?
Well, wasn't sure if you got me already because my Wi-Fi cut out, but I asked what I'm holding on to from childhood, like what age, what feelings maybe I'm holding on to that's causing my daily headaches and migraines for like 35 plus years now.
Gotcha. So what's happening is, see. And as I'm looking at this, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to tell me that the large intestine meridian and the stomach meridian is causing the headaches. So they're playing off each other. The story of at 4, you couldn't tolerate people that did what? That had lofty energy. So do you have people in your space that like to lord their energy over you or spit their energy out and just in my space? You know what I mean? Oh, she's smiling.
Yeah.
Okay, your body's
Big
like,
time.
oh, fuck no. I'm sorry. Your body is screaming. No. I can start feeling the headache already. You're like, no, because it actually stops you from creating reality. It's
Right.
there. And your body is saying, oh, God, no. It takes your happy just like that. I mean, you could be walking, and you're like, I can smell that shit from here. I know what's going on. And then you won't have, you already know. Your body's like,
Yeah.
do you know you even smell it? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Oh, I think that's how you pick it up first, is you're like, oh, I can't do this.
Wow.
Yeah, so your nose
Makes sense.
automatically knows. So at 4 years
Okay.
old, so could you see somebody at 4 years old having that energy? You know, like somebody sitting in a chair, just grumpy ass, and
Oh yeah. Yes.
oh, you
definitely.
can see her face. I mean, right now her energy is like, oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I can see it,
Yeah.
man. All right. So
Yeah.
because they cause you to want to be defensive because they are defensive and they want you to be defensive. And it's like there's a,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because now all the energy is like stuck in my freaking face. Not even at my head yet. It's just like, oh, it's taking my willpower just to even.
Right.
And they like to make you irrelevant. You're not important. You're not important in this conversation. Okay,
Yeah,
we definitely need to
exactly.
heal that. They're going right to the gallbladder meridian, and they're saying that you have emotionally repressed this for so long.
Yeah, I have.
All right.
I have. I
No.
just didn't know what it was.
Now, if you had, you've never done a hope therapy with me, but have you seen me do it? Okay.
I have, and I looked on your website a while
Okay.
ago too, as well.
All right, you can try it on your own. Scale from 0 to 10. Okay, 10 is the story I just told you. Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, you've got your fresh examples. You can go back and got your old examples, but you get as high as you can, and you're going to hold left wrist, second position. This is first, and that's second. Can you see it okay? I can't.
Yep.
There's the camera. Well, just know it's on video. So second position, and then you put your thumb nice and soft, and then your finger goes here, and these wrap around. Then you're going to hold. You know, so you're holding these 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
And you hold that and you think and you think and you feel. You think and you feel, and you're like, breathe it through though, because your head might go, oh shit. Breathe it through. Stop if you have to, but go back. You need to finish it out to 0. And how you know is because all of a sudden it'll all calm down. Your thoughts will start to feel better. You want it gone. Of how you get a twang when you think of that shit.
I do.
Okay, you want it gone. They said that the other point is R2D. So you'd hold the right wrist, second position, but you're going to hold your thumb in deep this time. They said you think of the same stuff, but in this time, notice how your happiness leaves you. Oh, believe me, once you heal the first one, you're going to notice, like, yeah, you'll have a fresh example. You're like, well, I don't get that one. That person will go in be in that space, and you're like, oh, shit, there goes my happy. I did have a smile. Yet I understand what she meant. You know? You'll get your fresh examples. Trust me. Spirit will have runners there to help you. And the rest of development of not knowing how to cope, but only with the headache, you'll be able to move beyond that. Because one of the things you pick up from them is they disapprove of you.
Yes.
Okay. You want that gone. So, yeah, I know you disapprove of me, motherfucker. That's fine.
All right.
You got an attitude there. Listen to that, man. But anyways, you're like, that's it. I'm going to heal this. And you can feel that invading energy coming at you. So that's how you're going to focus, is how it's coming at you. And you're going to hold R2D. That's that right wrist, second position, nice and deep. So notice the directions that I've said and what you're supposed to focus on because you need it out. Yes, because you need to stop doing that coping mechanism of having a headache. Yeah. And then the habit. Now, again, because it's a habit form, if it comes back, then you go and you get to hold R2S. Okay, R2S, this time soft, because you're in a habit form, because you're going to worry, you're going to focus on worry that it's going to come back.
Exactly, I do.
Okay, so those are what you're going to do. Do it on your own. Do the best you can. You know where to find me. Set up an appointment so we can walk it through. But I got confidence in you. I got confidence.
I do too.
I know you can get it to 0. Okay?
I think I do. I can too.
All right. Thank you for calling in and thank you for honoring me. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
All right. So we're doing really good. Oh, I didn't realize it was 11:30 at night. Crap. How did that happen? All right. I am so sorry that time just gone by. Okay. I love you all. I'm sorry that I didn't get to a lot of people, but I did not realize it was 11:30 at night here. And I was only going to go for a little while. But you all great. This is my last show for a while. I will be back, maybe the 20th, maybe a little bit sooner. Don't know. Oh, I probably should check. Did anybody else pay? No. Okay, good. I will be back. I do a show every Sunday and Monday, Australia time, which is usually, what is it, Amy? It usually is my Monday and Tuesday, which is your Sunday and Monday. Oh, I must have had it right the first time. Or it's your Tuesday. No, your Sunday night and your Tuesday morning. Oh, Amy, I'm lost. She can't talk. But anyway, just go to my website and you can look at past events. I'll have new events when I put it up. You get to watch all of the replays. There's on YouTube. You get to watch all the replays. And when I do clips, you'll be able to see things differently. You guys are great. I'm sorry to not be able to get to the rest of you, but that's okay. There's always going to be another time that I'm going to be here. Thank you, Spirit, for that. And what do I always say? Stay blessed. Again, stay blessed.